Glenn came out on the first day to open this up. It came out, with Karen. I went, that's not normal. I study companies, and I never see a CEO bring out a spouse. This is not normal, but in Primerica it is. We take it for granted sometimes. We take it for granted that Primerica paid for you plus one, right? And some of y'all been there a bunch of times with several plus ones, right? But they pay for you with plus one. You go, I bring my girlfriend. I bring my mama next time. You piss me off, I bring my, right? I mean, we come with whoever you want, but the company pays for that. In corporate America, you cannot do that. This is not normal. You know what's not normal? What's not normal is a black kid from South Central Los Angeles with no college education being tricked to come to a meeting. I was making $5.90 an hour as an emergency medical technician. And some of you young people go, how old are you? $5 an hour? That was minimum wage in 1987. And I was making right at the minimum because I wanted to start at the bottom, right? And I went from making $10,000 a year in 1987. My wife, Patricia, was making more than me as a clerk type at the city. I got involved in a company called A.L. Williams, gave a guy like me a chance. There was no internet, there was no social media, there was no cell phones, there was no pagers, there was no fax machines. We really used word of mouth. Word of mouth made it from Cairo, Georgia to South Central LA, and came to my home by way of my cousin, tricked me to go to a meeting. I went to a meeting, and I thought I was going to church because she's an evangelist, and she didn't tell me that I wasn't going to church, and she didn't tell me I was going to a business meeting. She just said, we're going to a meeting. And I'm a preacher's kid, so I told her I'm not going, so I thought she was trying to trick me to go to church. Until she paid me $20, offered me $20, and when you make $5 an hour, somebody offer you $20, Arlie, cash, no taxes, and she's an evangelist, you know it's legal at least, right? And I took the $20, went to a meeting, it was Primerica, it was called A.L. Williams in. I'm intimidated by everything. Everybody's dressed professionally. I had a flat top on at that time, that was just the look back then, I was a DJ on the weekends. I'm intimidated by all these people talking about 401ks and Roth IRAs and the Rule of 72, and I got kicked out of high school. You know what motivated me? They showed an 8-minute video of this bald-headed white guy from Cairo, Georgia, in a southern accent, which forced you to listen to him. And he says, we don't care who you are, where you're from, we'll give you a chance to be somebody. And that's why I joined Primerica. I tell people all day long, I sat through an hour-and-a-half meeting, and I didn't understand nothing you guys were talking about. They kept saying, you can make 6 figures here. You can make 6 figures. What the hell is 6 figures? And I was embarrassed to ask somebody. Like, everybody knows what that is but me. So I finally asked somebody, and they go, well, that's $100,000 a year. Why you guys don't just say $100,000 a year? How many people, do you know how many people you lost? Just say $100,000 a year, but you guys all bougie, right? So it's like 6 figures affluent, and I'm like, man, please. But I heard Art Williams say that, and I went home and I quit my job the next day. Didn't know what you guys did for a living. I just knew that this guy said, we don't care who you are, I'm African American, where you're from, South Central Los Angeles, we'll give you a chance to be somebody. And in that, I'm saying that I want to thank all the people that got the Kornegays where we are today. We didn't do it, it takes a village. I look at all these A.L. Williams founders. If you're an A.L. Williams founder, one of the original people from A.L. Williams, please stand up. Maybe you started with A.L. Williams, not Primerica. Stand up. Let's give these guys a hand. They don't have to do this. They don't have to do this. But they're here. They're here. They don't have to do it. You know, I look at Bill Arender and Bobby Buisson and Red Buisson and all the leaders that are up front here. I see Mike Tuttle here. And I go, the Godfreys. I go, and we're talking about we're cool, we're good, we're financially independent. And I go, why do these guys show up? You know, I asked Bill Stewart one time, one of my uplines. He came out and spent a day or 2 with us. And I said, Bill, why do you still do it? Like, when are you retiring? You know, he said, how do you retire from a purpose? And just gutted me. Because you make a little money and you start thinking, you know, I came here to make money, I'm out of here. But I'm gonna tell you the story. You know, when I saw Primerica, my cousin recruited me, quit the day I joined. The lady above her quit, the guy above her quit, and nobody would come to South Central LA to train me. So I trained myself. It's a true story. There was no Zoom. You couldn't tap into your leaders. All my uplines quit. I'm what they call an orphan agent. This is for real. But we didn't care. When you're broke already, you can't get broker. That's the benefit of starting out broke. Right. I told my mom, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to quit my job. My mother told me, but baby, if you're going to go broke before you're 30. I was 24. I said, Mom, what if you're already broke? She goes, then you have nothing to worry about, do you? And I quit my job the next day based on what my mom told me. Well, today we're financially independent. But I said if I ever made money, if I ever made $1 million a year like these guys are doing, the A.L. Williams guys, I want to be just like them. I want to make a lot of money, but I want to help the guy who's just getting started. I want to show you a picture real quick of the guy I respect the most. Other than God and my father, this is the guy I respect. That's Gary Kornegay, opened my first office in South Central LA in 1988. That guy is a beast. The guy you see here is not the guy you want to talk to. You want to talk to that guy because he wanted to quit every single day. He just had himself and a wife that believed in him, and I went on every single appointment. I door knocked. I've been kicked out of every mall in LA. This is organic. Nobody gave us nothing, and nobody's going to give you nothing but an opportunity. There's somebody at home right now saying, will you help me? You guys all got it. The Valley Park guy's asking, will you give me a chance? What do you guys do? He see all these rings. The guys working here, they see these rings. What do you guys do? And you go, just give me some more iced tea, please. But never forget where you're from. See, I never forget where I'm from. I'm reminded of this movie called Officer and the General. Gentlemen, you should watch this scene. Lou Gossett Jr. was a drill sergeant in the Marines. And Richard Gere is actually trying to go through boot camp. He's having a hard time with his personal life. And it just he's not focused. And basically, Lou Gossett convinces him or attempts to convince him to quit. And he calls him every name in the book. You should quit. Why don't you quit? He's making him do 100 push-ups. Quit in the rain. He's pouring water on him with a water hose. Quit. Quit. He drove him. He said, I can't quit. I don't have anywhere else to go. That was Gary Kornegay 30 years ago. I've been on appointments before where I've been in situations and I wanted to quit, but I had nowhere else to go. Right. I remember driving on the way to an op night, and my brother gets shot. And they pulled me on the way to op night. Pat's getting dressed. My brother gets shot. A guy dropped him off on my grass, said, hey, man, somebody shot your brother. I grabbed my brother. He's, I'm a paramedic, so the first thing I do, I go into action, try to look out for my brother, throw him in my car, get ready to drive him to the hospital. So where I live at, instead of shooting, the paramedics don't come in until the police get there first. And I drove him to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, my brother said, my brother got in the car, he said, hey, man, go get James, which is my older brother. I said, why? He said, because he's over there, he's gonna go and get even with those guys. I got shot in the butt. I go, why are you screaming then? You got shot in the butt. So he's in the car bleeding. I go get my other brother who was getting ready to do something stupid, try to stop him, and I get in a car accident on the way there. And I wrecked my car. And I go down the wrong neighborhood, and they start shooting at me and my brother and my other brother, and I'm ready to go to Primerica meeting. I wrecked my car. I drive out of the neighborhood to save my brother's life. All three of us were gonna die that day. But I drove out of that neighborhood, drove back to my neighborhood. I couldn't make it to the hospital. Dropped my brother with the police department, the fire department. I drive to the op night. I pull on the side of the road, I have a nervous breakdown. And I go in the op night, sit on the front row, and I got there just in time. And you guys are doing what you do. Things awesome, great company. I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna go to jail. I was just in a shootout of the drive-by, and I hit a car, hit and run. But guess what I said? Failure is trying to get me to quit, and I ain't that kind of guy. Because I ain't got nowhere else to go. I ain't got nowhere else to go. And today, I'm a bona fide millionaire, and I got a lot of places to go. I have a lot of resources. I ain't the same Gary Kornegay. I have influence. I know all types of millionaires in and out of Primerica. Then why do you stay, Gary? Because there's a kid out there saying, I ain't got no place to go. will you help me, Mr. Rich Man? Will you do a Zoom for me anytime? I've done 3 Zooms since I've been here. When people call, Coach, I need your help real quick. I know you're on vacation, then why you call me? Do you know why they call me? They call me because they know I will answer the phone. They call me on Hawaii because they go, this crazy rich man will answer the phone. And I answer the phone and I do the Zoom. You know what the new recruit's saying? That's my hero. If I call him, he'll come. Will you go? Will you go for your new people when you leave here today? I love you guys. I love this company. I love you, honey. I love you, Gary. Art Martinez with over 900,000. Where's Art Martinez? Over 900,000 last night. I love you, brother. God bless you guys. April Monte, all my leaders, I love you. I see at the top, because the bottom is too crowded. I ain't got nowhere else to go. Bye-bye.